actually they are not hostile. They are receptive. That's it. That's what I would say. They are receptive. They are receptive. But the way we reach out to them, we don't go into start reaching out the way conventional people is. We befriend them, make them our friends, and learn their language, eat their food, and attend their functions, marriage ceremonies, naming ceremonies, all those ceremonies we attend and be their friends, dress like them, and all that. So in that way, we're able to gain access to them. And also, some of us also do access ministries where actually the place have not been open to access ministry. We do have access to the people's. I too, I was doing this buying and selling, so buy grains and all that. So the first thing I was selling medicine was because I was working with the field leader was a nurse, so to say treat people. So I also was working with them. Through that, having access to the people. Okay, currently the people's group we are reaching out to. When we came, they were 100%, especially from Nigeria, unreached. By God's grace, currently we have. When I came to join, there were 22. That time, some have also gone to be with the Lord. But currently, we have 45 of them that have received Christ. 45 of them received. Currently, we also have some that have received Christ, although we've not added those numbers, so we are still watching them. But the one we have that we are sure that those ones have received Christ, it's about 40 and 45 of them. Yes. Yes, my wife, she's doing fine.
And do you have children?
Oh, not yet. I got married last year. This is the 10 months of our marriage. Yes.
Okay.
My wife, she's fine. She's still integrating into the field, into the work. Before we got married, she too was serving another station in one of the fields. So she had been a missionary before I got married to her. So the work she's not strange to it's not strange to her what we're doing. And she received her own call differently from myself. So both call her different. I called her before she came to me before we got married. So now, like just that the environment is a little different and the people's group. So she's learning the language. She has a lot of friends now. Because of our marriage, people are coming to our station than when I was single. Because some of these people, they don't trust you if you are not married, especially a young person. Muslims are not secure. So now that I'm married, that she's around, actually giving me access to people, household help. They can come and visit, your wives can come and visit as well. So my wife is fine. She's doing. No, but where I am now, I'm not in my station. I'm not in the station. My station currently. In another location because of network. There is no networking where I am. There is no strong network there. You'll not be able to reach us. So here there is no lights. There is no water. But we have a well. There is no borehole. And there is no functional. There is no school like primary school. There is a primary school. But you know that those ones who go to the school, they can't speak English, they can't write, they can't read, and all that. So they are still the place is not developed compared to where we came from and all that. And then the road as well. The road is very bad, and especially now that it's rainy season. vehicle can't go to especially where I am staying in my station. So we use motorbike for now. It's only when it's dry season. We in the field, but the missionaries are working there. The full-time missionaries were 8, currently 8. So we also have 2 CVS staff that are volunteers. Those who are volunteering, CVS staff. All the disciples are not in one location. Believers are not in one location. We have a wing church where the believers about 15 of them are focused. So the other ones, we also have Camberries among them in that church, but we are not counting the Camberries because they are not our focus. Though we also reach out to them. Yes. So the one location we have not about 50 of them, it's at 15. In my location, we have about 27 of them in my location, and another location, there's 2 of them there. So all of them together is about 45 of them. So we have secret disciples. In the same location I am, we have those who are known, and they will also have secret converts, and those ones we follow them secretly. So we fellowship with them. Some of them we meet them in their farms, some of them we meet them in the markets in the night, sometimes different locations, and sometimes we can travel with them. Depends on the case maybe. Yes, that's how we do. And we have some of them that have known, that make their faith known. They'll be able to stand under the persecution. And so we have a family, we have a house church. Where people gather in fellowship. Sundays we used to meet, then Tuesday and Friday for Sunday prayers. Okay, the reason why we have secret disciples is because of the environment. And those one have not actually that have received Christ, that was still going that discipleship, discipling them. If they make their faith known, when they start persecuting them, they will not be able to stand. So some remain secret while we continue discipling them because of the persecution. And why after a while they're able to conquer the fear of persecution and all that, so they can now make their faith known. Yes. So we also sometimes encourage them not to make their faith known instantly. We want them to at least know the cost and teach them. Now, after teaching, then we are sure that this person have understood, and secondly, we'll be able to face whatever consequences, whatever challenge or persecution that may come. They will not allow the person to make his faith. We are not the person that will even initiate it. It's the person that will decide whether to make his or her faith known. We even have one currently that is making his faith known already now. So he has told us that he have understood the gospel. He wants to make his faith known so he can reach out to others. Because if as a secret disciple, he can't reach out to people. That's a challenge. Where I am, we have a base, mission base, it's a building. We have accommodation. That's not a challenge. Yes. And then when anyone is ill, we have to go out to where we can have access to hospitals and medical care and all that. But if it's that critical, we have to go to those big cities. So they have some of these. There's a head post in the community where we can manage to, maybe someone is sick of malaria or typhoid. Those ones they can attend to anyone with such sickness. But if it's more than that, we have to go out. We have to go out to the next town. That can be up to 4 hours, like 2 hours on the motorbike. Okay, in my station, the challenge first is light. Yes, I trust with light. And having access to internet, like then. So the first thing is we're trusting God for a solar panel, to be able to have access and be able to power our phones and all that. In other stations like Maji, there's a need for accommodation in that place. So our brethren, two of our brothers, they are engaged, trusting God to settle down next year. So they have been there laboring for the past 4 years. So we need a base in there. That's one of them too. And then and generally we also need manpower, because the Boko people that over the numbers in Nigeria we have 120,000 people, Boko people in Nigeria. Then in Benin is 130, according to the last census and the survey that was carried out by Dr. Ross from Austria. So the Boko people, 250,000 people. So we are just few of us, and we are actually trusting God that all the race laborers will join us. And two, also trusting God for prayer partners, and then for Starlink, having access to internet. Trusting God for Starlink in our station, and two of our stations, trusting God for Starlink, and then solar panel in two of our stations. So now one of our brothers just started a shop recently, in one of our stations, so to be able to have access, but you're not able to stock the shop and so that actually is a missed to an end, not actually for profit. Though we make profits, was a missed to an end to have access to the people. So we'll be able to. That's a cover. If you just enter there as a pastor or a missionary, they won't accept you. You needed to enter there as a businessman. Vendors, the needs, and then the other one, the strategy we do. We have 4 strategy in the field. One is radio. We have radio broadcast. Secondly, we have Western education. The radio broadcast where one of the indigenes is the one that held the message in the language. We can hear it, but we don't want them to start calling us pastor. In my community, they call me Musa. That's my name. Moses, they call me Musa. So if they start calling us pastor, actually, it will make the people to avoid us. So that's the reason why we don't hear the message. Though we are the one that prepare the message, he will be the one to hear. And then the Western education, there is a school we have another location where our brethren, we have missionaries training the people or students. So we mobilize our people to send their children to formal school. We encourage them, sensitize them about the need of a formal school, Western education and civilization and all that. So we're able to get students. Some of the disciples, the numbers I said, some of our children, the teenagers, they are among those numbers. So through that, we are able to baptize 17 of them. So when they get to the school as unbeliever, they are getting the English, getting the education, and they also have access to the gospel. There is no way they can pass through the school and that they will not hear the gospel message. So through this, God have touched them. We have about 17 of them baptized through this. Though we also know that two people have dropped from that. We stopped them. Though we still have access to those children. They are not children. They have 15 years, 17 years. Because of the environment, we can have 17 years boy in primary 2. I have 19 years in primary 3, primary 4, and all that. So some are in secondary school. We have 4 of them in secondary school. Or 2 have graduated. One finished HND, the other one finished from College of Education, NCE. So we are trusting the Lord to raise more. So we ask people that sponsor these ones because some of their parents are not able to cater for their needs, especially in the school. So we mobilize and sensitize people about this formal education, Western education, as a strategy of reaching out to these people's group. And it has been yielding forth fruits. And when they come back, we ask them questions, and their lives too is different from the other children, the other teenagers. They see them that these ones, their life they are different. And when they are amongst their peers, they start speaking English, and some of them will want to also speak, and they start telling their parents they want to go to school. The radio broadcast is stationed in the Benin Republic. They do hear it by once in a week. So they have been normally subscribed. Some persons do support. They do send support. They used to send support the radio broadcast. Like 2 years ago, somebody volunteered to pay for 2 years, which expired, I think, by this month, this June now. We need it from next month. We need to renew it. So somebody volunteered to be paid for 2 years. That time, Nigerian naira was still stable to some extent. But now, so we are trusting God actually. That's the situation. Trusting God for more people to support. Trusting maybe let me just say what by month. Before it used to be 7, but now 7,000 is safer. Now in naira is 21,000 per month. Used to pay for the subscription on the radio broadcast. 21,000 naira. So, but we trust God and the couple live by faith. Yes, individual supporters. Yes, there are some of our people have other people that support one thing or the other. And then we also do some little things like farm, yes, auto sustain those and all that. So, but we don't give ourselves fully to it because it will distract us from what we be doing. Because visions, what we are doing, we have many people will be coming around, and this one challenge one way or the other. So if we give ourselves fully to the farm, and either business or access ministry, we'll not be able to give our best to the work. But for that, some of us have some support from some persons to take 10,000 and 5 and 20 and thereabouts. So that's how we survive. But some of people have colleagues who some are under supported. Yes, I still trusting God for God to show us mercy. And God has been gracious to us. Thank you, sir. First one, some are not physical, some are spiritual. The one that really happened was I was not the one. Those are other colleagues. That when one of the secret believer make his faith known. So the family threatened that they are going to deal with our colleague. And they went to the king to report. And they were even trying to charge him with court. But others, because of his relationship with the people and as a nurse, has rendered his service to the community, they felt that it will not be good to take such actions against him. And many people were abusing him, all manner of insults. The brother, the guy involved, his mom actually came to abuse our colleague, and he was abusing him and said he's going to mobilize people to deal with him, and they will make sure that they drive him out of the community. But actually nothing happened more than that. So they prayed, and the whole issue actually dies down. So that was it. That was the one that was actually close. There is one currently happening now. The one I was saying that is making his faith known. There is already a meeting, like last week. They gathered some of those Muslims called him because now he's going with the MP, the Bible. He told him not to be playing it, but he said he's going to be playing it loud. So his dad called him and said, "Are you a Christian now? Because the way you are behaving like a Christian." He said, "Yes, he's a Christian." So his dad was very angry. He didn't say anything according to what he told us. So one of the Malams called him, and then some others they called him and trying to dissuade him, talk about other things like Jesus is not God, try to deny the deity of Christ, and the Christians are worshiping many gods and all that. It's three gods. God is one. So that is, people were going to talking, and it's becoming more tense, and he had to run away, leave the community. Currently he's not in the community, he's in another place. So he said he wants to relax his head first before he come back. So we want him to come back because they will still continue until when they see he insists he wants to remain. And also they also use if they try the physical one and it's not working, they also use spiritual. Like the first convert in my location, they have tried to kill him many times. So one of his friends even confessed openly. We were there and said it's just that he's not dying. They are trying to kill him, use charm on him and calling his name. Actually, sometimes he would be in the dream. He will see himself nude, going around walking naked all the community, and that used to happen. So we would do prayer and fasting with him, pray. So that can cancel it. So even these children, sometimes they appear to them that they're having nightmare and all that. So one of them were even having attacks. She fell down at the leg dislocated. I don't even know what happened. She has a dislocation. But thank God they were able to take her to the hospital in Abuja, and they were able to. It was fractured. Her leg was fractured, and able to replace it with another bones. Though she was a young girl then, now she's okay. So it's true spiritual and then physical. Although they are not that like houses they have actually not be the case of maybe they kill somebody because they become a Christian. But if anybody blaspheme against Muhammad and speak against their prophet, the person can be killed. Last year, close to our community, one of the Cambry person, he spoke against Muhammad and he was killed. They burned him. Though the Cambrys too, they also fought and there were casualties from the both sides. Yeah. Okay, actually, in our system, we don't practice extraction. If someone received Christ, we don't pull him out. That's what we do practice. Except for some very few of them. What we do is we teach them until they're able to stand. And we have actually not have any case even in Benin. In Benin, they are rich in Benin. But here in Nigeria, we teach them to stand. So when they're able to understand their faith and they are praying as well, no matter the persecution, they'll be able to endure. Because if they go to that place, we take them out. That one too, our life will not be in danger. Because if they go out, because they're able to trace them to us, they will say it is we. And they can even have us arrested. So what we do is that we teach them, we then make sure that they be able to stand whenever persecution comes. That's why before they make their faith known. And if anyone has said we want to make our faith known now, we will be the one to assess the growth of the person. This person, how is he doing his faith and all that? How is he responding? So we judge our own by the obedience of the person, how the person is obeying Christ, how the knowledgeable about it when it comes about doctrine of Christ, what about the person knows about Jesus, the Father, the Son, and all that when it comes to Christology. So if we are sure this one have understood the gospel, so then he's not afraid that the person can make his faith known. But if we now discover that okay, now that the basic life is in danger, then we will call on the ministry, our leaders, and the other offices. Okay, look at this issue, so they can take the person away to another field or to the office on one place or the other, for the safety of that person. But normal practice, you don't extract the person from the people. Allow him or her to be among the people, to face the persecution, and we teach the person to endure. Okay, so the first one is prayer, sir. Joining us to pray, like we have just talked about, these secret converts, and some of them that are coming out now. Joining us to pray for the work generally. That's the first thing. And second one, then this radio broadcast. The most pressing one is the Western education. Some of our children that are in the school, they are sponsored, they need sponsor. We are really owing in the school. It's because it's our mission school. We are owing 2.5 million the last time. Because we have in primary school, we have 20, we were having 22 of them. Some of them dropped, so now we have 18 of them in the school. Most of them are under sponsor. It's the school is a boarding school. Each of them are paying 100,000. So if you have 20 persons, that is 2 million in a term. In the last term, we also were having we're not able to pay last term and then 2 terms ago. So some are not able to pay, but some are also paying for that. That is first. Able to adopt one of the children, can adopt 2 persons, depends on the strength. You can also have maybe not able to pay the full school fees. Maybe one can pay 50,000. Somebody can say, okay, can pay for one child, maybe for 2 children and others. So those are the depressing needs. Then the Starlink we talked about, having access to network, and then the other one, solar. So, but those ones are the major ones I just mentioned. That this is the Western education, and then the building of our brethren in one of our stations. They call Maji. Couple that two sisters will come and join our brothers. So we need more laborers. If they don't have accommodations, and no women, so we have to make the place homely for them so that they're able to do the work effectively. So these are the pressing needs. We need a building in one of our stations, then Western education, able to raise sponsors for our children in the school, primary school, secondary school. Majorly the ones in primary school. Yeah, the one in secondary school, their parents are able to take care of them. Yes. And lastly, some of our colleagues who are under supported, yes, then our brethren and teachers, some that supported, trusting God and they okay. Some persons as God put in their hearts to support some of our brethren so that they can do the work effectively. And then our motorbikes too. One of our brother in that this same station, he came to our station some days ago. The bike very bad. Now we actually need a motorbike. We need like two motorbikes actually currently. Where I am now and to my station is about 2 hours. So there is a station where I went to yesterday. That place is 3 hours from my location. And as we are moving continually like that, the bike before you know it will wheel out. And so we are trusting the Lord for all these needs. Majorly prayer supporters, partners, praying, pray for people, all established.